Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar on QuickBooks, an easy way for your business to generate MRR. My name is Nikhil Fernandez, and I'm the product manager on Sherweb's marketplace. I'm joined today by Dana Wiggin, Senior Partner Development Manager at Intuit, and Matt Bright, Senior Product Specialist, Partner Channel at Intuit. Our webinar today will give you a quick overview of Sherweb's partnership with Intuit, the product and SKUs we have on offer for you, how easy it is to include this cloud-based accounting solution into your portfolio to serve your customers and earn some awesome margins, and all the resources we have for you to support you sell QuickBooks. Through the webinar, we will also have a few polling questions for our attendees. And if you have any questions for Dana, Matt, or myself, please enter them in your GoToWebinar chat box. We'll answer them as we move through the webinar, and we'll also have a Q&A session towards the end. But wait, there's more. We have a special surprise waiting for everyone who stays with us towards the end. So make sure you ask us a ton of questions and stay with us towards the end of this presentation. Now, without further ado, I'll hand over the mic to Dana.
Hey, thanks, Nikhil. We are just so excited about this relationship with Sherweb. We know that the customers trust their MSPs, and it was exciting to know that Sherweb would be able to offer QuickBooks Online and provide the team of experts supporting your efforts with financial accounting.
I think that's a great point, Dana. For us from Sherweb, from a Sherweb perspective as well, Sherweb and all of our partner MSPs thrive in the cloud, and our partnership with Intuit for QuickBooks Online is a win for Intuit and Sherweb. But I really do believe that it's a big win for every Sherweb partner and customer looking to buy and resell cloud-based financial management solutions. Before we move on, a quick poll question for all of our attendees. We'd like to know if you currently offer financial management solutions to your customers. We'll give you a minute or two to actually wait for your results and see the answers. Awesome. So we already have a couple of people answering the poll, and I think, Dana, this is definitely a good indication of where our partners and our customers are currently. Since 67% of them are saying they don't resell any financial management solutions, there's definitely a big gap, and our presentation would definitely address most of it on why QuickBooks and the benefits that they could get from QuickBooks by offering this solution.
Yeah, that's great to hear. We're just so excited. This is relatively new for us here at QuickBooks, and obviously this relationship as well. So really looking forward to working with each of you. So just a little bit about what Intuit and QuickBooks is. Intuit is a technology platform that's focused on helping businesses and consumers with their financial software needs. You're probably going to be hearing company names: QuickBooks, TurboTax, Credit Karma, MailChimp. All of those platforms are something that fall underneath the Intuit umbrella, helping to promote prosperity throughout the world. QuickBooks Online, though, being the most popular accounting software that organizations can use to manage their income, expenses, and keep track of businesses' financial health. They can actually use it for invoicing their customers, paying the bills, generating reports, and managing their tax exposures. But this is what we're going to focus on here with our relationship with Sherweb. The others are really designed for, kind of individual users, whereas QuickBooks is, of course, for businesses. QuickBooks Online really makes sense when we talk about, especially when we talk about over the desktop versions that we've had previously in the past. But by providing a secure environment in the cloud, we rely on advanced industry recognized security safeguards to keep financial data private and protected. And by providing automatic backup and getting rid of all those extra servers and such, QuickBooks Online really provides the convenience without the extra effort and the cost to go along with having something managed on the desktop. So why QuickBooks Online? As you can see, there is a huge market opportunity within QuickBooks Online. So we already have over 4 million clients currently, and we know that the market still has at least 1.7 million more when we talk about that small to mid-sized business. And the other piece that's going to be exciting for those looking for opportunities to sell is that we've got also 3.8 million desktop users that are going to be good targets for us. All of the enhancements and advancements that we're doing to our offering really are going to be found in QuickBooks Online. So as these desktop customers start to feel more comfortable with moving their platform to the cloud, we'll start to see a lot more opportunity there, getting those desktop users onto QuickBooks Online. So we've found that cloud accounting really works as a platform, and it's a business foundation. And of course, we are the leader for small to mid-sized businesses. It's not just about invoicing and receivables. It's really that foundation that runs the business. So we're going to talk also about the workforce solutions that are an integral part of the business, things like payroll and time and human capital management. That's going to be really important when we're looking at companies that need to retain employees, giving them features like 401k and health benefits. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. And we've done the research, and we know that organizations often use between 8 to 12 different types of applications. So we'll talk about the different apps that we have that can go along with QuickBooks Online as well. So as we shared, Sherweb and Intuit are really excited about this partnership to help you provide a best-in-class technology stack. For partners that are going to be selling, you can now add this core accounting to support the other business solutions like security and backups that you've got in your portfolio. We're really strategic around what we can do and how we can get there, especially as I mentioned before, with those applications. Those applications are really going to help us customize what the different business types need. We can implement them quickly. We can avoid the cost of expensive ERPs. And, take a look at our marketplace. If you get a moment, it's at www.apps.com, and you'll see integrations by DocuSign, Salesforce, HubSpot, and more. Okay, so really great integrations to help businesses thrive. So who does QuickBooks Online really serve? As you can take a look here and see, I'm not going to read through all of these, but it's really just about any type of small to mid-sized business. Any are going to be able to benefit from using QuickBooks Online, everything from doctors and dentists to construction and maintenance type services. We're really, really strong when it comes to the services industry, and you'll see a lot of opportunity there. Let's go with that second poll question, Nikhil. Okay. Thanks for responding. Good responses. Thank you. Okay, it looks like, yeah, we've got a good amount of I don't knows. So we're going to help you with understanding where those, what those questions might be and where you can try to fit to see, excuse me, to see if this is going to be something that might fit into your customer base. So great. Thank you for answering the poll. All right, so let's move on to what that ecosystem actually looks like. So all of our QuickBooks Online plans feature are going to be good for that small to mid-sized business. We're going to talk about mid-sized businesses being for the employee size of about 10 to 150 employees. So for tracking income, invoicing the customers, accepting the payments, making sure that we're getting, maximizing those tax deductions going to be important for businesses. And, obviously getting a good way to capture and organize receipts. We've got a lot of customers that in the past have been using things like, envelopes and boxes. So we would like to help them get online and be able to do it here. Another important piece is going to be managing that cash flow, managing 1099 contractors. So even in our most simple offering, the Simple Start, you're probably really not going to run into it very much. It's designed for that small or simple organization that doesn't have a lot of different workflows. Probably not going to have even employees, but you can manage those 1099 contractors as you see here at the bottom. Moving over, what's nice about the way the platform is we just grow. So we're just building on what we have in Simple Start, and now with Essentials, and actually in with Plus as well, you now have the ability to manage and pay the bills as well as do some basic time tracking functionality. The ability to manage and set up recurring bill payments is going to be important. It really takes away a lot of manual steps from the daily workflows that businesses will have. And while time tracking is not equivalent to what we're going to talk about in a few moments on QuickBooks Time, you're also going to find that it will work just great for certain industries. We're going to probably say that most of the customers you're going to run into are going to fall into the Plus or Advanced. That's really where we see most of our growth. With the QuickBooks Online Plus, one of the biggest reasons we see that customers are choosing it is because of inventory. It's got a great inventory package and be able to track that project profitability as well. So companies that are looking at projects or have inventory are going to start with the Plus package. Giving them the idea of being able to see what projects are most profitable is going to be really important for a lot of businesses. They need to be able to make sure that they're spending their time and, of course, their money on doing what is giving them the most impact. So the reporting capability that comes out of QBO Plus is going to be good for being able to determine those things. And what's nice also is that it grows with the size of the organization typically. So what you'll see here is that Simple Start, you can have a single user. With Essentials, you can have up to 3 users. And then with Plus, we grow up to 5 users. So again, as a company grows, you're not going to be limited to how many users can have access to be able to enter the data or key in transactions and such. And then we really take a big jump when we go over to QuickBooks Online. Advanced. So that one is going to give us 25 users. And it's going to be the highest level of the online offering that we have. And again, going to be a great fit for those mid-market businesses, including all of the features that we have already shown in the other packages. But it also starts to add a lot more automation, deeper data insights with deeper reporting, and even more control. Again, 25 users. So that really gets us into those larger organizations that want to be able to have custom permissions so that businesses can control who is doing what based on their role. So you may have somebody that's in there doing things like, one team in HR that's doing things with payroll and such, but then you don't want them to see what's going on in the sales world. Okay. So by running these invoices as a batch too is a big piece, saving companies a lot of time. So those are some of the big highlights that we have with the Advanced. Many more, but we just wanted to hit the big ones here. Again, you're going to be able to find that with all of these online options, we have over 700 applications in our marketplace, as well as a few that are premium applications that are going to allow that data to flow back and forth in and out of QuickBooks. Okay. So again, take a look at apps.com when you get some time. The other piece that'll be important there is what we have within our payroll and time. So those are going to be great adds when companies have employees that are added to that business mix. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into what we have with payroll and time. Kind of like we do with QuickBooks Online, this is going to start with the core package, and then we're going to enhance it as we go to the premium and then over to the elite. So really, any business that's going to have employees is going to need some sort of a solution for running their payroll. We've seen businesses that have come up with, trying to manage it themselves with Excel or, doing some online web type different things. But, what they really find is that the cost of making mistakes or not actually filing payroll taxes on time, keeping up with tax codes and such is just really, really difficult to do. So we want to make sure that they know that there is certainly an easier way. We have found that over 40% of small business experience a payroll fine every year, and those typically average about $850. So with that, it starts to make what we have with the payroll option here look pretty attractive if we can avoid getting any of those different fees. Another challenge is always going to be is if customers or businesses end up missing a payroll or missing those tax deadlines. Really tough stuff when it comes to trying to explain that to your employees. So by having a proper payroll solution and making sure that it's integrated with the accounting system, businesses really can save a significant amount of time every payroll cycle. And having those entries be made automatically really saves a lot of time. And of course, helps keep it accurate. So since it's one of the most complicated and time consuming, we want to try to make it be as easy as possible. And we will actually even help set these clients up and do it for them. So let's start with Payroll Core. Excuse me. Payroll Core is designed as a real basic plan for businesses that are really already familiar with doing payroll, and they just need something to maybe integrate with the accounting solution. It's going to give them automatic payroll. So as long as you've got employees that are being paid a consistent amount, like salaried employees or hourly people that have pretty standard hours, this is going to be easy to let them automatically have that run for them. And what's even better is that the tax calculations and such are already done for every paycheck. And that, again, is for both federal and state taxes. So with the core platform, employees also have the ability to go in and view their pay stubs or W-2s or withholding allowances and all of those things with the simple web portal. When we move over to Payroll Premium, we're going to get all of that functionality again. And it's going to include everything that we've got listed here and then some. First one being probably time tracking ability. So employees can clock in from any of the allowed locations, typically from any device, but then managers can still review and approve those hours when they have the time when they need to actually run the payroll. It also allows for same-day direct deposit, which is a big one. And for small businesses, having access to HR tools is a really big benefit. With things like onboarding and hiring help and assistance with employee handbooks, HR support, a lot of times it's something that smaller businesses really just dream about, but they can actually find it here in QuickBooks Online Payroll Premium. And a little bit more on that, it also has an option for an expert to review how the payroll is set up. So again, once we get started, we can help you get set up and we can start to check for any mistakes and make sure that everything runs correctly first time and every time. So that's a really great feature. Now, when we move over to Payroll Elite, again, going to take everything from Core as well as the Premium. And it will give us other features like tax penalty protection. We talked about some of the fees that customers, businesses could possibly run into. The payroll is such a complicated process. We want to make sure that we don't have any fines that come back to the government for any of the businesses that we're working with. So with the tax penalty protection, we can cover the penalty for up to $25,000. So for a small business, that's a pretty good coverage that they could probably ever run into. The other piece of this is having an actual personal HR advisor. So if you've got something that comes up that's a critical HR issue or employee handbooks again, policies that we want to have specific to our business or to our industry, it's going to be nice to have a personal HR person to be able to work with them. Really makes it easy. They can just reach out and take that professional guidance. The other component that comes is that a lot of small to mid-sized businesses don't have is the 401k. Most of them, it's just really difficult for them to even have the contacts for getting 401k. Now they have an option. With employee retention really being a major challenge, what we're seeing in the marketplace today, having this ability as well as being able to have health benefits is something that we are very excited about offering with Payroll Elite. Okay. So with Payroll Elite and Payroll Premium, it also includes time. So Payroll Premium includes QuickBooks Time Premium, and Payroll Elite includes QuickBooks Time Elite. However, all of these platforms can be sold separately. You don't actually even have to have QuickBooks Online. Of course, it's got the best integration out there, but if somebody's using a different platform, but they really want to utilize our payroll capability, or they want to utilize our time capability, they can certainly do that. Okay, but do know that that is built in, so you wouldn't need to sell somebody Time Elite as well as Payroll Elite. So what are some of the issues that we've seen that we have when employees are in charge of their own time? So we've got some studies out there, the first one being that it shows that 44% of business owners really struggle with timesheets and the errors that come along with them. 2/3 of these employees have to correct the timesheet, and of course, sometimes with more employees than with other employees. And we also know that 1 in 2 employee admits to time theft. So sometimes it may just range from 15 minutes of taking an extra break, or maybe adding just an extra hour to their timesheet. But that's 50% of employees, and overall can be a huge cost for organizations if it's happening on a regular basis. So real quick, I'll just give you a quick history lesson about where QuickBooks Time came from, just in case you see the name T-Sheets that comes up. So T-Sheets was a company that had a really great integration with QuickBooks and was made by a company called T-Sheets. and had a really great following out in the marketplace. But in 2018, we decided to acquire them, and it was just such a great complement to what we have with our ecosystem. So we put it, added it to the platform, and then just last year in 21, rebranded T-Sheets to QuickBooks Time. So you may still see information out there time to time still regarding to T-Sheets. Okay, so let's take a look at what we actually have in QuickBooks Time. First being GPS tracking. That's really a great feature when we want to look at businesses that have employees that are out in the field. We can see where people have punched in from. We can see where they're working, giving us visibility for productivity in those employees. Really going to be helpful for service type businesses. You can think about, landscape company or construction companies, maybe a plumbing company that has people that are out and actually in people's homes. For privacy, the time actually only logs employees from their mobile phones when they're actually on the clock. So when they've got the app open and they're clocked in, that's where we're going to be tracking their location. We're not going to be tracking where they're at after hours. Going back to that construction company, we think about, if people are actually on the job site and what they're doing on the job site. What's really nice about Time helping manage where we're doing like project type work is that like for construction companies, we may have, certain people doing certain roles. So whether it is going to be, somebody that's pouring the concrete or somebody that's doing the framing or somebody that's doing the roofing, all of those are going to have different costs. And of course, different components of what we're going to be building out. When you tie all of that back into QuickBooks, it really makes for a nice package for a business to be able to see what their profitability looks like. Another component that we have in the Time solution is going to be job scheduling. So if you've ever tried to put together a schedule of a staff of people that, somebody is off certain days and another needs to be off at a certain time. Somebody can only work 2 or 3 days a week. I mean, you think about restaurant workers and such like that. We get people that want to switch schedules. Maybe it's a nurses group that we need to be managing. This is going to really give us a good opportunity to manage and let the scheduling be done automatically. And really, of course, the biggest piece, saving all of that time. So what we've got within this is the ability to create those schedules, edit them, and even publish them so that the employees can actually go out and see what they want or see what their schedule is for the next week or so at a glance. So again, with the premium, you're going to get the GPS, you're going to get the job scheduling. Let's see, you're going to be able to see where people are working, and there's even a time clock kiosk. With photo attachments. So we talked about people stealing hours. We now have the ability for me to make sure that their picture is being taken when they log in, and it's not one of their buddies that are over there clocking in for them. The other piece that we have is going to be Elite. So as I mentioned, Elite isn't going to be included with Payroll Elite, but really gives them some additional functionality with mileage tracking. So if you think about those workers that we have out in the field, we're going to track their mileage, be able to utilize it for billing, depreciation of the vehicles if we've got company vehicles, or of course, just being able to see what's going on and how much time they're spending, getting to and from job sites. The other piece is we're going to be able to see how business is actually doing with those project estimates versus the actual projects, like I discussed with the construction capability there. And a big one that's really great when you're looking at those remote employees is going to be geofencing. So being not just knowing exactly where they're at given time, geofencing really allows the business to actually manage the location that they're going to be working from. And when they get into that location, it can give them a reminder to clock in or clock out when they get out of the actual geofenced location. Really, again, just trying to make for more accuracy so that people aren't forgetting to log in and log out, or clock in or clock out, what it might need to be. So those are the highlights when it comes to the payroll and the time. I want to just give you a quick notes, though, also on how all of the solutions are priced up. So QuickBooks Online is a single charge per package and provides the number of users that we talked about with the access that we showed. So they're going to have either 1, 3, 5, or even up to 25 users that they can have access to. Now, when we look at the payroll and the time capability here, those are going to have just a base cost for the actual version that we choose. And then there's going to be an employee cost. One of the things that is good about the way we do our employee charges is that we only do it per month. So we don't care how many payroll runs or even if we have to use special payroll runs or how many periods that we have, it's going to be the same price for the entire month. A lot of our competitors, you'll find out there, especially on the time side, will charge per payroll. Okay. And again, both the payroll and the time can be sold separately or along with QuickBooks Online. So great packages there. Excellent integration with QuickBooks, but it does not have to be connected to it.
Yeah. That's
How
that's
about,
really great
yeah,
information, Dana. I think a lot of our partners would probably see this and have a big question in their head on how much am I going to actually pay for this, right? If I actually be with Sherweb. So I can quickly answer that. If you're already a Sherweb partner or a customer, you obviously know that we have a Cumulus marketplace where you could go and have a look at those prices. In addition to that, there's a bunch of additional margins that you can make over and above those products. So if you're already a customer, you can go ahead and check what we have. If you need any additional discounts, please do get in touch with us. We'll be happy to help you out. If you're not already a Sherweb customer, please get in touch with us. We'll be happy to sign you up and walk you through the whole process and let you know what kind of discounts and margins you can make on each of these products.
great. All right. Did we have one more poll question? Oh, we got some desktop out there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of Dynamics, some Sage. Okay, that's one that we've done integrations, or not integrations, we've done migrations from. Yep, good. Great information. Thank you. Thanks, everyone, for sharing that. Okay, so lots and lots of QuickBooks Desktop out there, and it looks like we've got a little bit of Dynamics as well. So let's talk a little bit about QuickBooks Online versus Microsoft Dynamics. Really great solutions, right? Two of the leaders in the industry for sure. They just really both have a different place of where they're going to fit. What's the best places here? What we've talked about already is how QuickBooks Online is that great fit for the SMB, or for us, that mid-market up to the 150 employee type customers. We've got a ton of just standardized workflows that are already built in, so that we're really working for lots of different organizations. But we still have the opportunity to allow for customization. This customization isn't going to require any type of engineering expertise to go along with it. It's really just going to be trying to figure out, what it is that we need and what workflows that we want to enhance there. It's also going to be a quick, streamlined implementation. So ordering it, getting it online, possibly doing a migration from one of the other platforms that customers have been using, or even Excel. We can help support that too. When we look at Microsoft Dynamics, we really find that it, of course, is going to fit for that larger mid-market or enterprise-sized customers. Really a good solution for businesses that need a lot of customization. So something that maybe we're not able to do with QuickBooks, if they need a lot of customization, they can be able to do that. It also has an a la carte option, so businesses are really able to select that functionality that's specific to them. Really going to be another good one for those that want a CRM or ERP solution, and maybe what we have in our marketplace doesn't quite fit there. Pricing models are also going to be different for both. So QuickBooks Online, as I mentioned before, is all inclusive, giving you up to how many ever users fall into the package of choice, going up to the 25 in advanced. Whereas you're going to find that Microsoft Dynamics is going to be billed by individual users. Again, both of these are going to have really great integrated business suites. As I talked about, our marketplace, our payroll and time options already, apps.com, and then Dynamics, of course, having that large ecosystem with all the different solutions tied in there as well. So for customers that are needing a simplified and intuitive customization and maybe a quicker deployment, QuickBooks is going to be a good option for them. But either way, you've got two excellent solutions out there from Sherweb. It just depends on which type of customer that you're working with or what your business is. And the team at Sherweb, of course, will help you determine which solution is going to be the best fit. Other than that, let's talk a little bit about some of our the other competitors that you might see. So we just did the poll question, and you saw things like Xero and Sage. There's also FreshBooks that's out there. Just quick highlights on each of these. Xero is a cloud-based platform and really designed for small to medium-sized businesses. Was really designed though for a bookkeeper and accountant, so somebody that knows the lingo and things like that. So they're trying to do some updates to make it more simple for a business owner, Whereas QuickBooks, you're going to find can be done either way. It can be set up for accountant type logins or for the actual business owner or business workers. With Sage, also cloud, really a good solution with accounting, payroll, and things like that, but focus more on project management approach to accounting. So for more simplified or organizations that are not needing project management, you're going to find that QuickBooks still may be a good solution there. And then lastly, FreshBooks. This organization was set up to really design to do invoicing for IT, but redesigned it to be more of a business function and relaunched back in 2018. We talk about payroll competitors. You've probably heard of this first one with ADP. When it comes to payroll, they really can do everything. They are just designed for that large enterprise space and can do things that large enterprise organizations are going to need. They've been trying to get into the small space, but that's they have a lot of a la carte options, so it makes it a little bit more difficult when you're trying to compare. Little things like charging for W-2s at the end of the year, or charging for the employees per pay cycle, not per month. It keeps our cost on the QuickBooks side to be pretty competitive there. And then we look at time. There are just a ton of solutions that are out there. They're really designed a lot of times for where they might fit, like the different types of markets that they have. QuickBooks Time is absolutely the industry leader, but you're going to see some like Hubstaff, which was designed for freelancers, and CloudShark was kind of more designed for, ClockShark was designed more for the construction industry. So again, a ton of different competitors out there, and we'd be happy to share with you what we can do versus them. So why would we want to take a look at adding a financial management solution to the technology stack that you're offering? It's really going to be the core of customer businesses and really gives you that access to senior leadership. So a lot of times it's not just talking to the IT team. We actually want to talk to senior leadership and, kind of along the different groups that may actually touch this business solution. The other piece is that you can really grow within QuickBooks Online. So somebody may start out with Essentials. They can easily step up when they grow into Plus or to Advanced as well. Makes it a little bit more sticky for you and also reduces churn, making it something that customers just really don't want to make the change once they're in there. So the different types of online users that we find out there are really with the underserved is going to be is one area that we see, and then of course the overserved. As I mentioned, changing accounting systems, it's just really time consuming. So companies really don't like to do it. So if they haven't grown or like we see on the underserved over here, if they've not needed to come into something that's more complex, they're going to probably stick with Excel or whatever their homegrown platform is that they might be utilizing. But we really see that QuickBooks Online users are going to fall into this area here. Really being able to transition. We saw that on the poll that you have a lot of QuickBooks desktop users that are out there. And then, of course, any organization that is going to fit in that up to 150 employees, those are really going to be the ones that we see, kind of growing up into the QuickBooks solution. We also know that some have been overserved. So maybe the company was larger and now they have, reduced because of, things that have changed in their market. Or maybe they were early adopters of another solution and they're really not utilizing all of the functionality, but they're still having to pay for it. So we have the opportunity to maybe right-size those customers without losing that functionality with QuickBooks Online, Payroll Time, and then hopefully some of those apps integrations as well. So QuickBooks and cloud-based accounting and financial management has really become the norm over the last 5 years. We're really seeing that this is an ideal time to be approaching those growing companies about potential changes. As growth, that is one of the reasons that we see is that growth puts a pressure on the legacy systems that they might have had. The other piece is that QuickBooks is a known brand and is really trusted by businesses and is such an easy to use solution. There's not any ongoing maintenance charges or support fees to go along with it. and it can really provide you a lot of value to add it to your solutions offering. So Nikhil, you want to tell them a little bit more about partnering?
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Dana. I'm pretty sure that most of our partners would have found all of our content very insightful. Uh, why should you partner with Sherweb for QuickBooks? Well, number one is free migration. So when we did a poll question, we seen that around 84% of you said that you're on QuickBooks Desktop, and another 53% said that you're on Sage. So good news, guys. As part of our launch, QuickBooks is offering free migrations, and we will actually migrate you for free from your QuickBooks Desktop or Sage instances to QuickBooks Online. Please do get in touch with us. We'll be happy to sort of move your data and move you over. If you're using any other financial management solutions as well, please do get in touch with us. We'll be happy to help you out and move you on to QuickBooks Online. Number two is a sell with program. So this is something that not a lot of vendors do. Again, it's very just for QuickBooks. So the sell with program is basically to help you partners sell and pitch QuickBooks Online to your customers. If you need any help positioning the product, positioning the SKUs, get in touch with us. We'll be happy to connect you with the folks at QuickBooks who would be happy to jump on those calls with you to position the product and pitch it to your customers. NFRs. NFRs is another Sherweb feature that we offer for most of our products. And again, we are extending it to QuickBooks as well. For those of you who don't know what an NFR license is, it's a not for resale license where we give you a free license of the product so you can test it out, get a feel for it, and then sort of understand if it makes sense for your business, if it makes sense to your customers, and then resell the product to them. Support is again a big piece when it comes to most of our partners and our customers. Again, if you're an existing Sherweb partner, you already know that you get access to the great Sherweb support that we already have, and we again do offer support for QuickBooks as well. But we also have access to priority support from Intuit. So any questions that you or your customers have about QuickBooks, you can get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to put you in that queue. So your questions and your any kind of queries that you have goes right on top of the queue. So you get your answers very quickly by working with Sherweb. Marketing toolkits, any kind of resources that you need to pitch QuickBooks to your customers. We have marketing toolkits for you to help you sell better and pitch this product better. A lot of training. This is another requested feature that we see for most of our products, and understanding the product better, getting to learn each and every feature more. So QuickBooks does have a lot of training resources for you partners and customers to sort of understand the product better. And a lot more. By working with Sherweb, you get access to our entire Cumulus marketplace. We are a one-stop solution, so you can definitely now have everything in one place, whether it's your mailbox, your backup, everything security, and even your financial management solutions. We also have integrations in our marketplace, which integrates directly with QuickBooks as well. So all of your bills and all of your finances integrate directly. So if you're already a Sherweb partner, customer, please get in touch with your account manager. We'll be happy to get you on board with QuickBooks. You can go ahead and jump into Cumulus and check out the product already. If you're not with Sherweb already, please again get in touch with us. We'll be happy to sign you up and move you through the entire process. Thank you for staying with us, and now we'll open the stage for questions. So the first question that we have, Dana and Matt, and I think Matt, you've already answered it, but I'll bring it up so everyone on this presentation knows about it as well. The question is, why is only backup and restore limited to the most expensive plan? Is there a way that they could get access to some kind of backup and restore options for smaller companies on the earlier plans? Is there anything there for them?
Yeah, I can take that. I mean, we do have a lot of add-ons. As was mentioned earlier in the presentation, we have over 700 add-ons to QuickBooks Online Advanced to round out functionality. It's natively in QuickBooks Online Advanced. Any other way, plus or lower, you would have to use a third-party add-on or solve for that a different way. But we always, like I said, really encourage, if that's one of the things they need, there may be other things there in QuickBooks Online Advanced they need, like user permissions, different reporting customizations. So we're always happy to, jump on a call and do a discovery call, kind of just see how they're currently using QuickBooks, their current financial platform, whether it be QuickBooks or not, and then see, what QBO plus third-party add-ons will get them to, the right level of functionality. But anytime you see something not in QuickBooks Online, just always remember there's, again, over 700 apps, and if you need any help tracking down an app that would fit best for your client, we're always happy to help.
Yeah, that's definitely a great answer, Matt. And from the pricing perspective as well, with QuickBooks Advanced as well, and with all of the QuickBooks plans, you do have more discounts and more margins that you could get from Sherweb. So again, get in touch with us. We'll be happy to help you understand why this plan makes sense for you, all of the additional features and benefits that you can get from it. What kind of discounts that you could get, what kind of margins you could get, and how the product actually makes sense for you in the long run. The second question that we have is about QuickBooks for Canada. So I can quickly answer that, Dana, Matt, and then if you have any pieces that you all can jump in there. So at this time, QuickBooks Online is only available to US customers. So if you're a partner in the US, or if you have customers who are doing their accounting in the US, only they can use QuickBooks Online at this time. Canada is not available, but it is coming soon.
Yeah, I don't know that I would need to add is that we are working on it, but if we did start in the U.S. first just because of the size of the market. So we will certainly work with Sherweb, and they are our first choice to launch in Canada when it's available.
Yeah, and we definitely understand that there is a big market for Canada, and we are a Canadian company, so it is on our radar. But at this point, it is just for the U.S. market. Canada is coming soon. Another question is again about backup. So Matt has already answered it. Again, if you have any more questions that you need about, or any further information that you need about backup, please get in touch with us. We'll be happy to answer it for you. The next question that I have is again for you, Matt, I think. How is inventory modules handled between desktop and the online version? The person who is asking the question thinks that not all capabilities are available on online.
Yeah, and sometimes that's correct, and sometimes it's not. We, as was mentioned, we've put the majority of our resources and funding into the QuickBooks Online advanced functionality. And now there's even some features in online that aren't in desktop. Okay, so sometimes that can be a misnomer, and then sometimes one thing I would like the context I'd like to set with this audience is with desktop we tried to boil the ocean, so to speak. We tried to solve for every single industry, every single workflow, every single compliance, and we never got 100% there. But with QuickBooks Online, we specifically, as we're developing it out, knew the power of partnerships, knew the power of apps. And so that's where we really like to sit down and, again, talk with a customer, have a little discovery call with them, understand how they're using desktop, understanding what inventory they're using. There is inventory in QuickBooks Online. There is stock levels. There's purchase orders. There's quite a bit you can do with inventory. But again, there are a few situations like with manufacturing or with construction when you're really, really wanting to go like build of materials, runs of raw to finished goods and things like that. But again, we don't expect you to know all that. If a customer's kind of asking those questions, I'd like to move to an online platform, but I'm not sure if it's going to quite do everything desktop does. Again, partner with us, get us on a call. I'm here to help. And that way we can specifically say what it does exactly for that customer, and then where maybe you want to put in a third-party app to round out the functionality for, again, maybe an industry-specific vertical or compliance workflow. That may be a little bit more than what QuickBooks, and in a lot of cases, you need that app either in desktop or in online, but we're definitely happy to help you with that. But inventory is in online, don't forget that. That's sometimes a misnomer, but again, for really specific industry solves, partner with us and we'll get you the right solution.
Yeah, that's again a great answer, Matt. And I think both online and desktop have their own places. I mean, with the online version, customers can use it anytime, anywhere. It's also, everything's on the cloud, so it's much more secure versus, it being on premise on your desktop. There's backup and restore, which is again a big feature with QuickBooks Online, which the desktops versions typically lack. Security is another big piece there. So online does definitely have a much bigger place in the changing and the fast ecosystem of today. The next question that we have is, if we have an existing QuickBooks account, can we move it over to Sherweb for better pricing?
Well, I'll take that one. At this point, we are still working on that program, so it is not available. But again, we know it's going to be important for customers that want to be able to be built by Sherweb and work closely with Sherweb and have all of their billing together. So we are working on it. And if you have the need, or if your customers have the need, please bring that to Sherweb account team's attention, and they'll let me know. We'll try to work through the ones that we can.
Yep. Yeah, the transfer in feature is coming soon. If you have an online account, just hold on. We will move you over to Sherweb. We know how much you like working with us and working with the resources that we have and the platform we have. If you're a desktop user, let us know. We'll be happy to migrate you and get you on board QuickBooks Online.
Absolutely.
The next question is about NFR, so I can take that. Any questions about NFRs, please get in touch with us. If you're already a partner or a customer, get in touch with your account management team. If you're not already a partner, please get in touch with our sales team. We'll be happy to help you with the process and get you on board an NFR. I can see a couple of more backup questions, so I'm just going to skip those. Matt has already answered those. So backup is just available in one of the QuickBooks Online plans. And if you do need backup for any of your other solutions, there are third-party apps that you can use as well on QuickBooks' App Store. The next question is, why would customers want to work with Sherweb versus going directly to QuickBooks? So a very good and a very common question. I can answer that, and then Dana, Matt, feel free to jump in. So one of the major benefits is obviously margins and discounts. You obviously get a much better price by working with us as compared to going direct. The support is another feature. You get Sherweb's homegrown support, as well as you get access to dedicated priority support from Intuit by working with Sherweb. There's a sell with program where we have QuickBooks and Intuit resources who would help you pitch this product to your customers, which again you would not get it if you go direct. There's an NFR program as well, which again you would lack if you go direct. There's our whole Cumulus marketplace. So Sherweb could be a one-stop shop solution where you could get access to everything under the sun. So I could go on and on, but there are definitely multiple reasons why you would want to work with Sherweb versus going directly with QuickBooks. Dana, Matt, anything else to add?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to echo that, especially for the client side of things, it's the best of both worlds. Our support team is working hand in hand with Sherweb's support team, so you kind of get twice the support. And then it's feet on the street, or it's that more personal relationship. We can't build a whole tech stack out for a customer. We can solve for accounting, payroll, time, like we mentioned, but that's about as far as we can go. As you need other security and other features that you guys offer. You really can supplement your portfolio of services you offer the customer and then help them far beyond what we could help them just here at QuickBooks. So that's why we love these partnerships. And then as was mentioned, a lot of other advantages on margins and other things where you can kind of bring a whole suite of services to a customer and give them a great deal to make them a very sticky customer, as we mentioned. But yeah, we love it. It's I simply put it, it's the best of both worlds.
It's like that.
Awesome. The next question that we have is about white labeling. So if you're a Sherweb white labeled partner, yes, most of our products and all of the resources that we have are white labeled. Everything that we have in our partner toolbox and everything in Cumulus as well is white labeled. So you should be good. If you have any questions, get in touch with us. Our sales team or a support team would be happy to help you out. A bunch of questions as well that I'm seeing about backup. So again, we've already answered that earlier. The next question is about how many companies can be accessed per plan. So I guess what they're referring to is the number of users.
Or companies within it. Yeah, so the number of users, like with Simple Start, it was 1. Essentials, it's up to 3. Plus, it's up to 5. And with Advanced, it's up to 25. But the number of organizations under it, Matt, do you happen to know that off the top of your head? I don't.
Yeah, so a great way, each EIN or corporate identity needs its own QBO subscription. Okay, just to be very clear. And the reason why I specifically say it that way is sometimes businesses will just be one EIN but subdivide themselves and run 2 or 3 different QuickBooks, especially when they're using desktop, you run 2 or 3 different QuickBooks desktop accounts. QuickBooks Online can handle both the receivables and the payables, and so there's really no reason to split your business, but each EIN needs its own subscription.
Yep. Yeah, I hope we answered that question. If you need any additional information, again, get in touch with us. We'll be happy to get that answered from both either Dana or Matt. A couple of questions about prices. Again, if you're an existing customer, you should see it in Cumulus. There are additional discounts that you can get as well, so get in touch with us. If you're not already a partner with us, please sign up and you would see your prices. Migrations are currently not available from QuickBooks Online to QuickBooks Online at this point. It's just desktop to online. So the online to online would be a transfer, and like Dana said earlier, that feature is definitely coming soon. Another question about Canada, and I'm going to put you on the spot, Dana. The question is about any idea of a timeline when Canada will be available.
No, I apologize. I wish I had something. I would have already shared that with the Sherweb team if we did. As I just briefly mentioned, that this program is newer to us in the U.S., so we're really just working through that and working with companies like Sherweb to make sure that we make it very easy for them, and then we're going to move into Canada. But we will certainly keep you posted, and that will be an announcement that I'm sure Sherweb will put out to all of their Canadian partners when available.
Awesome. That's all the questions that we have, Dana. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this webinar. As a follow-up, you would receive a recording of this webinar, and you would also receive this whole presentation deck as well, so you can have access to all of the slides as well. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next webinar.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.